So basically what happens is when we say we want 30% margin and there is something for 100 rupees, how much you want to sell it for, we just say 100 multiplied by 30%, 30 rupees,
Correct.
add 130 and give it. But when we calculate margin, it comes to about 26, 27%.
Correct.
Because we calculate it on the sale value and not on the cost value.
Exactly.
So it took a lot of time for me to understand that. So very simple method which I remember is, if I have 100 rupees thing and I have to earn 30% margin on it, just divide it by 0.7.
Yeah.
Because that's what gives me the overall revenue, overall margin of 30% on the sale, and not on the cost.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Joshi, Aswati, is it clear? Is that okay?
Yeah, Dheeraj, I was taking of your question 7001 for 30% tax.
I guess.
So I was, when you were explaining, I was trying to solve it with the X as selling, I mean total.
Okay.
And X minus 30X by 100 is 7,000. So if we solve it, we will get 10,000.
Absolutely correct. That is also best method. Taking X is also fine. Taking X is also fine. You can also do that. That looks very simpler when you do use it with X. But actually this way, no, by taking 100 and percentage, the concept really you get a clarity of. So the difference between those two methods, that's all right. Any method is fine. So actually you said it's 7,000. It was not 7,000, it was 70,000. So that way you'll get 1 lakh, not 10,000. Josie, is it clear?
Yeah, Dheeraj, I kind of understood.
We'll just.
But what is X? X, yeah.
What she did was she took PBT as X. So when you take PBT as X, your tax will be. Your tax will be how much?
30%.
30% X. Am I right?
Yeah.
Josie? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Dheeraj.
PAT is 70% X, right?
Yeah.
So PAT is given as 70,000. So she equated that and calculated the value of X. Do you get it?
Okay. Yeah.
Same thing only. If you look at it, same thing she is doing, but
correct.
By using X, it's simpler. But the thing that you lose is you don't get a hold of the whole concept, the core concept of what is exactly happening here. You know, why there is such a fuss about that percentage, simple percentage. No, why is there a fuss? Because there is something behind it. There is a slight trick to it, which everybody should understand. Basically, whatever you deal with, you should always understand this concept. Anyone can play around. If you suppose you are a manager, okay, somebody came to you with a agreement. They tell you, if default happens, I'll pay you if default happens, you have to pay me 10% on the contract value. Somebody else comes and tells you, he writes in the contract, if there is a default, the penalty that you have to pay is 10% of the aggregate value. Contract value, aggregate value, slightly different. That's where this logic comes in. In the second one, you have to pay more interest. In the second one, you have to pay more interest. I'm not going in deep into it. I just wanted to tell you this is applicable everywhere. So anyone can play around and change the language of a contract in such a way that they'll be calculating the interest on the gross amount, not the net amount. That way they'll be earning more interest. Anyways, I'll stop there. I'll just tell you, I'll go back to this example. We'll finish this one and we'll wind up today right now, and we'll continue from the evening. Same question. Now that you have already found out 1 lakh, tell me now that what after you deduct the interest, what is your net income? Now that you have got the income of 1 lakh by that reverse calculation that we did, if you deduct the interest percentage, what will be your revised net income?
So we have to deduct 5,000 from 1 lakh, you're telling?
Yes. So that comes to 95,000, right?
95,000.
On the revised value, calculate the tax. Tax percentage is how much? 30%. What is the tax amount?
$28,500.
Absolutely correct. Now, what is the net income? Revised net income, rather say, I should say.
$66,500.
Absolutely correct. Now look at these two tables. I have those numbers right in front of you. So in the first one, 1 lakh was the income. Your tax was 30,000. Your net income was 70,000. In the second one, 1 lakh is your income. 5,000 you deducted as your interest that you have to pay now. You have already paid basically. Revised net income comes to 95,000. You calculated the revised tax of 28,500. Your revised net income comes to 66,500. Now look at this. Okay, the difference between these two. First one is your expenses increased by 5,000. Am I right?
Yes, right.
Your net income decreased by how much?
3,500.
3,500. Am I right?
Yeah, right.
Now ask yourself, how can it happen? You are increasing your expense by 5,000, but your net income is decreasing by only 3,500. Why is that?
Weighted average.
No.
No, it is basically because the taxes are on the earnings, right? And the earning is reducing by 5,000.
Yes. You are on spot. You're absolutely on spot. Ashriti and Joshi, did you get that point? What exactly is happening? Or do you want some time to analyze? We can do also one thing. We can end it here. You can look at this example and you can think of the reason why is it happening. We can continue the discussion in the evening. That is also fine with me. Not a problem. Or we
Yeah,
can end.
that will.
Yeah?
I
Yeah.
think this point, sir has mentioned some 5-6 times that how
Yes.
this one gets impacted.
Yeah.
When they say why we should pay interest before tax
Yeah.
and how does that come? I think 3-4 times he mentioned it to us.
Exactly.
Class. Yeah.
We'll do that then. We'll do that. You guys take this up. You guys think about it. This seems very interesting, you know. How can it happen? You are deducting 5,000, but you are only, the ultimate effect is only 3,500. How is that possible? Just look at those numbers. I'll share this PPT, sorry, what I'm saying, the Excel file also. You can do some analysis here and there also, not a problem. And you tell me the reason. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, Dheeraj, I will do that.
We'll end it here then. Thank you guys.
Fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Dheeraj. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you
Thank you
guys.
very
Bye.
much.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.